Welcome to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries. Just Shut Up and Do It: 7 Steps to Conquer Your Goals by Brian Tracy. A 3-part journey through the book's core. Part 1. The Spark of Action, Laying the Foundation for Success. In the grand tapestry of human ambition, where dreams shimmer like distant stars, there lies a single, unyielding truth. Nothing happens until you act. Brian Tracy, a sage of self-mastery, delivers this truth with the force of a thunderclap in his book, Just Shut Up and Do It: 7 Steps to Conquer Your Goals. This is no mere guide. It is a clarion call to cast aside excuses, silence the inner critic, and step boldly into the arena of achievement. With the precision of a master craftsman, Tracy distills decades of wisdom into 7 actionable steps, each a stepping stone to transform fleeting aspirations into tangible triumphs. In this first of 3 parts, we delve into the opening salvo of Tracy's philosophy, a foundation built on clarity, decision, and the courage to begin. Picture a life where your goals are not distant mirages, but vivid realities, sculpted by your own hands. Tracy begins by gripping the reader's attention with a simple, provocative command. Stop talking, stop dreaming, stop planning, and start doing. The title itself, Just Shut Up and Do It, is a gauntlet thrown at the feet of procrastination, a challenge to move beyond the seductive comfort of intention. Tracy's voice is not harsh, but urgent, like a trusted friend shaking you awake from a daydream. He knows the human heart is a battlefield, torn between fear and ambition, and he wastes no time in arming the reader with tools to conquer it. The first step Tracy unveils is decide exactly what you want. This is no casual suggestion, but a mandate to carve clarity from the fog of indecision. Most people, Tracy argues, drift through life like ships without rudders, vaguely hoping for success or happiness, without defining what those words mean. With vivid imagery, he likens undefined goals to shooting arrows in the dark. You might hit something, but it won't be the target. Tracy urges the reader to sit down, pen in hand, and write their desires with surgical precision. What do you want in your career? Your finances? Your relationships? Your health? The act of writing, he insists, is transformative. It forces the mind to crystallize vague wishes into concrete objectives. He cites studies showing that people who write down their goals are exponentially more likely to achieve them, grounding his advice in evidence that feels both practical and profound. But clarity alone is not enough. It must be paired with resolve to pay the price. Here, Tracy's tone shifts from encouragement to sober realism. Every goal, he reminds us, demands a toll: time, effort, sacrifice. The path to greatness is not a sunlit meadow, but a rugged climb. And Tracy does not sugarcoat this. He tells the story of a young entrepreneur who dreamed of building a business empire, but balked at the long hours and relentless discipline required. The lesson? Success is not a gift, it is a transaction. Tracy challenges the reader to ask, what am I willing to give up? What habits must I break? What comforts must I forego? This step is a mirror, forcing introspection. It's uncomfortable, even daunting, but Tracy's unwavering belief in the reader's potential keeps the momentum alive. He doesn't just demand sacrifice, he inspires it, painting a vision of the rewards that await those who dare to pay the price. The third piece of this opening act is take action immediately. Tracy's energy surges here, his words crackling with urgency. A goal clarified and a price accepted mean nothing without movement. He warns against the paralysis of perfectionism, that seductive trap where we wait for the right moment or the perfect plan. There is no perfect moment, Tracy declares. there is only now. He shares a powerful anecdote of a writer who spent years refining an outline for a novel, but never wrote a single page. The moral? Action, however small, is the spark that ignites progress. Tracy's advice is deceptively simple. Do something, anything, to move toward your goal today. Make a phone call, write a sentence, take a walk. Each step, no matter how modest, builds momentum, like a snowball rolling downhill. What makes Tracy's approach so compelling is his ability to blend inspiration with pragmatism. He doesn't merely motivate, he equips. Each step is a tool, sharpened by real-world examples and backed by psychological insights. He draws on the stories of ordinary people, business owners, athletes, parents, who transformed their lives by applying these principles. Yet, he never lets the reader forget that the power lies within them. The tone is empowering, not preachy, and Tracy's prose carries the cadence of a coach who believes in your victory before you've even stepped onto the field. As part one of this summary draws to a close, the reader is left exhilarated, armed with 3 foundational steps: decide what you want, resolve to pay the price, and take action now. Tracy has set the stage for a journey that promises not just success, but transformation. The energy of his words lingers, urging you to pause, reflect, and act. This is not a book to be read passively. It is a blueprint to be lived. In parts 2 and 3, we will explore the remaining steps, where Tracy builds on this foundation with strategies to sustain momentum, overcome obstacles, and ultimately conquer your goals. For now, the challenge is clear. Shut up, start moving, and let the journey begin. Part 2. Building the Momentum, the Engine of Persistence. In the second act of Brian Tracy's Just Shut Up and Do It, 7 Steps to Conquer Your Goals, the spark of action ignited in Part 1 becomes a roaring fire. Tracy, with the fervor of a master storyteller, shifts from laying the foundation to fueling the engine of progress. Having armed the reader with clarity, resolve, and the courage to begin, he now unveils the next 3 steps. Tools to sustain momentum, conquer obstacles, and transform fleeting effort into relentless pursuit. This middle chapter of the journey is where dreams are tested, and Tracy's words pulse with an urgency that grips the reader, urging them to push forward with unwavering determination. The 4th step, plan every day in advance, is where Tracy's pragmatism shines. He paints a vivid picture. A ship navigating treacherous waters needs a map, just as your goals need a daily plan. Without one, you're adrift, vulnerable to distraction and chaos. Tracy's advice is simple yet profound. Every night, take 10 minutes to write a list of tasks for the next day, prioritized by impact. He introduces the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% of tasks that yield 80% of the results. With a storyteller's flair, he shares the tale of a salesperson who doubled their income by planning each day meticulously, focusing only on high-value activities. The lesson? Planning isn't bureaucracy, it's strategy. Tracy's tone is encouraging but firm, reminding you that discipline in planning separates the dreamers from the doers. He challenges you to visualize your day as a battlefield, where every task is a step toward victory. Next, Tracy introduces Apply the Power of Focus, a step that feels like a spotlight cutting through the fog of modern life. In an era of endless notifications and temptations, focus is your superpower. Tracy likens it to a laser beam. Diffused light is weak, but concentrated, it can cut steel. He urges you to tackle one task at a time, starting with the most critical. Multitasking, he warns, is a myth that scatters energy and dilutes results. He shares a compelling story of a manager who transformed her team's productivity by enforcing focus hours. Uninterrupted blocks of time dedicated to single tasks. Tracy's advice is actionable. Identify your most important task each day, your MIT, and attack it with single-minded intensity before distractions creep in. His words carry a rhythmic urgency, pushing you to guard your attention like a treasure and wield it like a weapon. Period. The sixth step, overcome procrastination, is where Tracy confronts the universal enemy of progress. With a blend of empathy and tough love, he acknowledges the seductive pull of delay. Those moments when fear, doubt, or laziness whisper, "Not today." But Tracy is relentless. Procrastination is not a personality flaw. It's a habit you can break. He introduces the Eat That Frog technique, inspired by Mark Twain. Tackle your hardest, most daunting task first thing in the morning. By doing so, you not only slay the beast of procrastination, but also build unstoppable momentum for the rest of the day. Tracy tells the story of a student who overcame academic failure by committing to start each study session with the subject she dreaded most. The result? Not just better grades, but a newfound sense of control. Tracy's voice here is both inspiring and practical, offering strategies like breaking tasks into smaller steps and rewarding yourself for completion. He makes overcoming procrastination feel not just possible, but inevitable. What sets this part of Tracy's book apart is its relentless forward motion. Each step builds on the last, creating a rhythm that mirrors the journey of achievement itself, deliberate, focused, unstoppable. Tracy doesn't just preach. He equips you with tools that feel both timeless and immediate. His anecdotes of everyday people turning their lives around through planning, focus, and grit ground the steps in reality, making them relatable, yet aspirational. The energy of his prose is infectious, like a coach cheering you through a grueling race, reminding you that every step forward is a victory. As part 2 closes, the reader stands at a crossroads. The clarity and action from part 1 have evolved into a disciplined machine of progress, a daily plan, laser-like focus, and the courage to crush procrastination. Tracy has transformed the abstract concept of working toward your goals into a tangible daily practice. Yet he hints at the challenges still to come: external obstacles, self-doubt, and the need for resilience. In part 3, the final chapter of this summary, we will explore the 7th step and Tracy's closing wisdom on sustaining success for the long haul. For now, the message is clear. Plan your work, focus your mind, and act without hesitation. The path to your goals is not a sprint, but a marathon, and Tracy has given you the tools to keep running. Part 3, the triumph of perseverance, sealing the victory. In the final act of Just Shut Up and Do It, 7 Steps to Conquer Your Goals, Brian Tracy brings his manifesto to a crescendo, weaving together the threads of clarity, action, and discipline into a tapestry of enduring success. Having ignited the spark of action in part 1 and fueled the engine of persistence in part 2, Tracy now delivers the capstone of his 7-step philosophy, a call to resilience that transforms fleeting wins into lasting triumphs. With the fervor of a poet and the precision of a strategist, he guides the reader through the final step, ensuring that the journey to conquer goals is not just begun, but completed. This 3rd part pulses with hope, grit, and an unshakable belief in the reader's potential to rise above obstacles and claim their dreams. The 7th and final step, persist until you succeed, is Tracy's rallying cry, a declaration that success is not a single act, but a relentless commitment. He opens with a stark truth. The path to any worthwhile goal is littered with setbacks, doubts, and moments when giving up feels like the only option. Yet, Tracy's voice is not one of despair, but of defiance. He likens persistence to a river carving a canyon, steady, unyielding, unstoppable over time. With vivid storytelling, he shares the journey of a small business owner who faced near bankruptcy but refused to quit, tweaking strategies and pushing forward until her company thrived. Tracy's message is clear. Failure is not the opposite of success. Quitting is. He urges the reader to embrace setbacks as teachers, not tyrants, and to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps. Tracy's genius lies in making persistence feel achievable, not heroic. He offers practical tools to sustain momentum. Set milestones to celebrate small wins. Surround yourself with supportive people, and revisit your written goals to rekindle motivation. He emphasizes the power of self-discipline, describing it as the muscle that grows stronger with every choice to keep going. His tone is both inspiring and grounding, reminding you that persistence is not about superhuman strength, but about showing up day after day, even when the fire of enthusiasm flickers. He cites studies showing that most successful people achieve their goals not through talent, but through dogged determination, reinforcing his point with evidence that feels both scientific and deeply human. What makes this final step so compelling is Tracy's ability to tie it back to the journey's beginning. The clarity of deciding what you want, step 1. The resolve to pay the price, step 2. The urgency of immediate action, step 3. The strategy of daily planning, step 4. The intensity of focus, step 5. And the victory over procrastination, step 6. All converge in this final act of persistence. Tracy paints a vivid picture. Each step is a brick, and persistence is the mortar that holds the structure together. Without it, even the best-laid plans crumble. With it, no goal is out of reach. As the book draws to a close, Tracy's energy soars, leaving the reader not just motivated, but transformed. He shares a final story of an athlete who, against all odds, trained through injuries and setbacks to win a championship, embodying the spirit of just shut up and do it. This anecdote is not just a story, but a mirror, reflecting the reader's own potential to overcome. Tracy's prose crackles with conviction, urging you to see yourself as the hero of your own story, not a dreamer, but a doer who persists until the finish line. In this 3-part summary, we've journeyed through Tracy's 7 steps, from the clarity and courage to begin, through the discipline and focus to sustain momentum, to the resilience to finish strong. Just Shut Up and Do It is more than a book. It's a blueprint for living with purpose. Tracy doesn't promise an easy path, but he delivers something far greater: the tools to forge your own. As you close this summary, the challenge lingers like a drumbeat. Your goals are waiting, not in some distant future, but in the actions you take today. Shut up, persist, and conquer. 3 key insights and takeaways from the book. 1. Clarity is the starting line of success. Tracy's first step, decide exactly what you want, strikes like a lightning bolt, illuminating the truth that vague dreams lead to vague results. He insists that writing down specific, measurable goals transforms fleeting wishes into concrete targets. This isn't just advice, it's a call to action. By defining your desires with precision, you create a roadmap that guides every step. The takeaway? Success begins with a clear vision. Take a pen, write your goals, and watch the fog of indecision lift, revealing the path to your dreams. Action trumps perfection. Tracy's mantra, just shut up and do it, cuts through the paralysis of overthinking and perfectionism. His 3rd and 5th steps, taking immediate action and applying focus, emphasize that progress comes from starting, not from waiting for the perfect moment. He warns that procrastination and distractions are thieves of momentum. The story of a writer who never wrote a page because they obsessed over the perfect outline drives this home. The takeaway? Start now, even imperfectly, and focus fiercely on one task at a time. Small steps today build unstoppable momentum tomorrow. Persistence turns dreams into reality. The final step, persist until you succeed, is Tracy's ultimate weapon against failure. He frames setbacks not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones, urging you to keep going, no matter the odds. The image of a river carving a canyon through steady persistence captures the power of relentless effort. Tracy's stories of ordinary people achieving extraordinary results through grit make this feel attainable. The takeaway? Success isn't about talent or luck. It's about showing up, day after day, until your goals surrender to your determination. These insights, clarity, action, and persistence, are the heartbeat of Tracy's philosophy, transforming goals from distant stars into realities you can hold. The challenge is yours. Define your path, take the first step, and never stop moving. Thanks for listening to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries.